everybody, and welcome to Pajama Creativity with Tatiana. I am Tatiana Tobin, Independent Stampin Up demonstrator in Port Macquarie, Australia. Welcome. I'm excited. Tomorrow is the first day of the new catalogue, which is absolutely stunning, and I'm so excited to be able to order all those lovely goodies that haven't been on the pre-order. So even demonstrators like myself haven't been able to order new things, but that's another story. Hello Sherry, thank you so much for joining me. Hey Judy, everyone's popping in. Excellent. When you do pop in, please say hi so that we can have a great chat while we craft in our pajamas. Hey Margaret, thank you so much for sharing, and please do share the video so that we can spread the crafty goodness around, because the more we share, the more there's love in the world. Who doesn't love crafting? Seriously, like, do those people even exist? Anyhow, I'm just bringing it all up on my iPad. Ooh, though, isn't this pretty? I wish I could have a floral headband. Hi Renee, thanks for joining me. Thank you Judy for sharing. And tonight, if you do share, and for the next 24 hours, if you do share, you will go in the draw to win the card that we make tonight. So that's kind of fun too. And this is open worldwide. So it doesn't matter if you're not in Australia, I can send my finished product, my card, to you anywhere in the world. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So I'm just finding it all. I hope everyone's had a lovely Monday. I was surprised by showers, but that's okay. Rain is good because the world, well, we need rain. There we go. Okay, all found. I can see your comments coming up on the iPad, and let's not waste any more time on face-to-face chit-chat. Let's get into crafting. Hi Kathy, thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing as well. Oh, thank you Judy. Judy, you say such nice things every time. I think you do the best job about it, because you always make me feel so lovely with all your beautiful comments. Okay, I should remove the mask or we will be very floral, as I am using a floral stamp set tonight. Oh, come on. That's it. Okay, now let me know if you prefer to Zoom. If this is your first time joining, please say hi. I am a card maker, a scrapbooker, a paper crafter is the key thing. And I love sharing what I love to do with others, and I sell everything that I use to make my paper crafts. Now I primarily focus on cards. Hi Vicky, thank you for joining me. And the reason why I focus on cards is because they're such an easy way. Once I became a card maker, I kind of thought, wow, why didn't I do this earlier? Because they're such an easy way to brighten someone's day. So you make a card, you send a card, and then you get a message from someone going, hey, thank you so much for that card. That was really lovely. You brightened my day. Hello, Fran, all the way from Indiana, USA. Hello, Vicky. Thank you for joining. And please share so that we can share the goodies further. Okay, so the stamp set. I'm in love with the stamp set. You've probably seen it a lot already on my lives. It's the Bloom and Grow. Has these beautiful floral bits, some lovely sentiments. Really love the sentiment. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So we'll use that one tonight. But I have done some pre-stamping. This is watercolor paper, and I have heat embossed in black. Can you see that it's a little bit shiny, risen? I've heat embossed in black this flowers, so it's this one. Hi Carol, thank you very much for joining me. And now we're going to watercolor it, but we're not going to watercolor the flowers. Hey Christy, we're going to watercolor the background so that the flowers remain white, or whatever it is. It's not quite white, it's a creamy white. Ivory. Let's go with ivory. Hi Tanya, thanks for joining me. And the colors we'll be using are the pinky, girly, I don't know what you'd like to call them, tone colors from the new ink pad. So every year we get 5 new colors, and these are 3 of them: Rococo Rose, Terracotta Tile, and Purple Posy. Now first thing is, hi Tanya, I'm going to just spray, because watercolor paper absorbs water and I want it to really be able to absorb quite a bit of water, so I'm just spraying it, and I'm spraying both the back, just lightly spritzing it back and front, and by wetting the back you are supposed to get less warping. That's the theory. Hey Christy, thank you Carol for sharing, and hey Christy, lovely that you could join me tonight. And my favorite way of getting ink from the ink pads is grabbing our big giant blocks, which is the F size, and pressing in the ink pad, and that gives us some ink. So that's the Rococo Rose. I'm going to add all 3 colors to, it's like I've created a palette essentially here. And I'm going to primarily focus on the Rococo Rose, but I also wanted to bring in some of the other colors for interest. Okay, I should have taped the paper down, it keeps wiggling. And now this is our aqua painter. You get them in a set of 2 and you fill them up with water. And the nibs, the difference between the nibs is that one is bigger and the other one's smaller. So I'm going to use the big one first tonight, and you can squeeze to get more water. And I'm going to start laying this color on. So you can see, because I've spritzed the cardstock, it's already spreading out the color. Actually, I want it a bit more spready. That's very technical. I want it to be a bit more spready. And now, because I've used heat embossing for the flowers, it kind of creates a bit of a ridge. So heat embossed, I will demonstrate another time for those who do not know what I'm talking about. But basically this flowers is textured, it's raised, and it kind of creates a nice little barrier. So the color won't leak into the flower that easily. And that's why I've done it, because I want to only color the background. Now if you wanted to just color the flowers, you could do that too. But I like this idea of reverse coloring. It's quite effective. I did it last year with my In Color Club, which I will be having a new In Color Club. Ooh, thanks for dropping, honey. That's just a little bit of crash bang for the evening. Always some fun. So I've laid this down with Rococo Rose first. Hey Kayla, thanks for joining. Hope you're having a good evening. So I'm using watercolor paper for those who are just joining. No, he's not doing the dishes. The dishes are all done. We divided and conquered tonight. I did the dishes and hubby did the reading with our kiddos so that they get their nightly readers done from school, because otherwise I feel guilty when they don't get done. Hey Kayla. So really, now I'm going back and adding kind of thicker layer of ink near the flowers. I'm going to be layering the color on essentially. And it doesn't matter if you, it doesn't matter how you do it really. It's all about having fun in the process. I'm kind of liking that. Now I'm going to just wipe off. So this is our Simply Chamois. It's like a chamois, like you would wipe down a car. And I use that when I'm wiping down my aqua painter before I start a new color. So now I'm going to introduce some terracotta tile into this, and I'm just plonking it down wherever I feel like, to be honest. There is no right or wrong to this process. It's all about creativity and having some fun. Now, if you've just joined, please share the video so that I can share the crafty goodness with more people around the world. And for the next 24 hours, so until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, please share and write that you've shared, and you'll go in the draw to win the card we're making tonight. And I can send that anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter where you live. And I'm happy to send it anywhere as a thank you for sharing. Not sure if we need we won't be using the purple posy tonight. These colors are stronger. Now I'm just gonna thank you for sharing, Tanya. Now, the best part is that this palette is easily cleaned with the chamois. Hey presto. Now our ink pads are water-based ink, so that's why we can easily watercolor with them. So I'm just adding a bit more Rococo Rose here. Ooh, and I'm getting it onto my finger. Always fun. And not squeezing any water out. I just wanted to add some darker Rococo Rose into bits. Mushing it into the terracotta tile as well. So it's got a nice blend. I'm quite happy with that. Okay. Now it does take a bit of time to dry, and I'm hoping, oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Please do, like, comment, write, tell me how your day was. Do you craft? Do you like to craft? Have you ever made a card? If you have, what kind of cards have you made? Do you mainly do birthday cards or thank you cards, or just for the fun of it cards? I'm a just for the fun of it kind of girl these days. It started off, I joined Stampin' Up just so I could make birthday cards for my husband's family. He's one of 8. There's a few birthdays to celebrate across the year. Let's just say, just a few. When it comes to one of 8 kids, there's just a few birthdays. Okay. So I'm just, oh, thank you, Judy. Now you can see how those flowers really just pop out on that background. And that really makes the difference. So I'm just grabbing my heat tool. So it's going to be a little bit noisy, but I want to speed up the drying process. Hi, Joan. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're well. So I've just colored this background, and I'm just trying to dry it a bit. You became a demonstrator to get the discount. I love it, Fran. That's what I did. I had too many birthday cards to make, and I thought, I'll make them with a discount. And then I found a love in teaching and sharing my card making process and passion. You're what, Kayla? I think you hit send too quickly. Okay, this is drying fairly quickly. Now I'm going to heat up the back so that I'm not warping it too much to the front. You've had 4 days off. Ah, back to work, awesome. Back to work, I don't know, is that awesome? Maybe not, but crafty weekend is definitely awesome. That's dry enough for our purposes. Now, it's not fully dry, but it's dry enough. Now let's decide how we want to mount this card. I've prepped 3 different options. So I've got crumb cake here. Basic black, which really brings out the flowers. Or Rococo Rose. I really think the basic black's the way to go. I was going to do a vote, but I think that was hands down, it really made the flowers pop. Now, because this is a bit warped and because it's... Oh, you've been loving crumb cake. Yes, crumb cake is a good one. I went back to it last week or the week before? No, the week before. It is a good one. Yeah, I think the black, I agree. I was going to do a vote, but black definitely wins hands down. Now, because it's a bit warped, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the tear and tape. I'm going to try to get it as close as possible to the edges there. The tear and tape is a very strong adhesive, and it's really easy to use because you just literally tear it, so you don't even need scissors. And it'll really help flatten the card out. And double that there, and I'll put a piece. Definitely the black. Oh, well, see, we all think, all great minds think alike, don't they, girls? Well, I don't know if we're girls, but ladies. And to peel off the backing, I like to use the pointy end of my Take Your Pick tool attachment, which I've taken to just having on its own. Hey, Donna! Ah, you're in your craft room. Awesome. Well, I'll flip in a second, but I've just, what I call reverse watercoloring. You'll see what I mean in a second. Yes, I actually, I don't put a heavy book on, Judy. The F block is amazing for this, so we'll put it down on the F block as well. It's like my all-purpose block that I use that's not for stamping. It's like a non-stamping all-purpose block. Love it. So I'm just lining that up. So there's my reverse watercolor. So that meaning I have watercolored the background instead of the flowers, and then the block just happens to fit a perfect card front. Isn't that convenient? So I'll just put the block down for a second to press it down. Do a little quick tidy up. Yep, it's nice and heavy and I don't need a book. Now I'm thinking Rococo Rose. Actually, that's too much Rococo Rose, I think. Ooh. Hi, Vicky. Too much Rococo Rose. Let's see. I am thinking the crumb cake. Otherwise, it's too pink. I can't believe I just said that. Too pink. How can something be too pink? Hold that. Yeah, I think that crumb cake, yes, because we will be using this lovely ribbon. It's the new In Color ribbon. Okay, about yay much. This is called Scalloped Linen Ribbon. It's actually quite stiff. It's best I could describe it as, but I don't expect it to tie into a good bow. No, it is pretty, it's definitely pretty, but I thought if I do a double knot, we can have just like a little knot tie thing going. Just here. Gonna fiddle. And who has noticed my fingernails are in the new in color? Oh, thanks, Judy. Oh, I just feel so good that you love it. It's the next demo. I feel like, wow, if another demo thinks she loves it, I've done something good. Anyway, so I fiddled with that and it's sitting where I want it. Now I just give it a bit of a trim, as so. Though I like the trimming to be even. And if you feel like your bow isn't sitting where you want it to, you can always put a little glue dot behind to get it to stay in place. I'm going to keep trimming this down until it becomes too short. I've got to say this was a bit of a tough one. Oh, that's all right, Vicky. Yes, watch the replay to see how I did the background. It's really not that hard. The only thing I didn't show is I stamped and heat embossed these in black before the live. So this is going to be the card, but I did say I wanted a sentiment. We'll do a sentiment today. Oh, thank you, Judy. I feel like that one worked really well. It was a bit of tough ribbon to work with, but it's gorgeous. Now, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Right there would be perfect. So, I'm not confident that I'm going to stamp this perfectly like I wanted. So, I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. Grab one of the magnets from the back. Please ignore the grid paper in the background. So I'm lining it up to the bottom corner. Just might grab the other magnet too. Now I'm placing this. Oh, thank you for the love. Probably should have stamped this before the ribbon, but that's okay. Can I bring that across so that you can see what I'm doing? And I'm going to start. Let's see if it'll stamp dark enough. Oh, I love my Stamparatus. I actually used the Stamparatus today when I stamped these because watercolor paper is textured. It's not flat and smooth, and Versamark doesn't print, won't stamp perfectly on it, and you want it lined up perfectly. So for that reason I used the Stamparatus with the Versamark ink and was able to stamp a few times. I feel like that should be in black though. Might just stamp it one more time in the Rococo Rose. And this is the other reason why I'm using the Stamparatus, is because if I decide to change the color, it's not going to be that difficult. What do we think? Keep it in the Rococo Rose, so give me a thumbs up for Rococo Rose, so leaving it, and give me a ha 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 you're crazy for changing it to black. So thumbs up for Rococo Rose as is, or a ha 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 you're crazy and change it to black. Nope. Oh, I've got some ha ha ha's. Sky, I saw that you did the love hearts and then the ha ha ha's. Okay, I'm getting more ha ha ha's. Hi Ira, thanks for joining me. Okay, stop laughing at me. Stop, why are you laughing at me? Sorry, had to. It was just too easy. Thanks Ira. You'll have to watch the replay the video to see how I've done that. But it's the heat tool with the black embossing, and then I colored it. Good one, Sky. Okay, black. Black it is. I'm going to use Memento. Thank you, Judy. using Memento because I don't want to clean Stays On. Stays On is a blacker black, but it requires special cleaning. Look. And see, because I use the Stamparatus, that has gone exactly on the same spot, and you can't even tell that I stamped in the Rococo Rose first. So that is a huge, 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 huge plus for getting yourself a Stamparatus if you don't have one. Because you can do cool things like this. Oh, thanks Kayla for the love. Now I've just double stamped it in black so that it's a bit darker. Thank you, Sky. And we can move this. I'll just put one of my magnets away and let's hope I don't forget the stamps there and think, where have I put it? Okay. One final little touch because bling is nice. Actually, let's put it first onto the card. Now, as you can see, I used a piece of black that I already had die cut things out, and this is a really good way of making your cardstock go further. Great tip here. See, this is from one of my lives recently. It's the birthday, and I've just used it, and there is no reason why I can't have that in the back. So I'm just grabbing dimensionals. These are foam sticky pads, and they will pop up, so they give a bit of height to whatever you stick them to. And as I'm placing them down, I'm running my finger along the back of them so that I can peel the backing off really easily. And one more just for good measure. Sustainable, I love it, Sky. Sustainable crafting. Yeah, it's not very sustainable because I haven't cut more out. You're right, Judy, but you know, I have my logic. I could have cut more out, but I would have had to actually go and cut something just for the sake of cutting it out, and then I'll probably put those pieces somewhere and never use them. So in the long run, this is perhaps more sustainable by just placing the whole entire thing. So I'm just positioning that into the middle of my card front. Ta-da! And we need some bling because we can. Just gonna drop some here. These are called woven thread sequin assortment. So you wouldn't know, but you're a stinge. You mean with the dimensionals, Judy? Glue. I'll add some. So I'm just adding drops of glue where I think I'll add my sequins before adding the sequins on. Now by adding the glue. Oh, thank you, Judy. I love it. I love that you love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love that you love it. Now, the question, the big question is, do we introduce another color? Yeah, the black works really well because of the black embossing. Do we introduce the pretty peacock sequins? Or do I try to pick out the pink sequins? Oh, definitely the pretty peacock. So this is where I use, thank you, Margaret. So I'm using the Take Your Pick tool. Ah, that's why it's not sticking down. A sneaky little other piece of sequence was underneath. That was cheeky. So I'm going to re-add the glue. Thank you, Carol. Now, if you love this set, sorry, I stopped mid-sentence because I was reading your comment, Kayla. Yes, Peacock. I knew you would vote for Peacock if I put that one down for a vote. That was always going to be your answer. So I'm using the Take Your Pick tool, little tacky end, to pick up the sequins, and then I'm using the little pokey end in my other hand, even though I'm not left-handed, to kind of pat down the sequins. Now this one had a little bit of glue on it, even though it had a stowaway on the back of it. You can add the glue and let it dry a little bit before you pop the sequins down. These sequins today really want to have friends, buddies. No, I just want the peacock ones. Thank you. Come on. Just Mr. Peacock sequins. Nice little one. It's like I didn't pour enough peacock ones out. Why are they tacky? It's like they've been through glue. That little one there. Now if you let the glue dry before you, not fully dry, but before you start adding, the glue becomes a bit tackier, and then they stick quite well. So there we go, I really like that. And before we adjourn for the night, we need to place something on the inside of the card so that we can write and make a coordinating envelope. Hey Priscilla, thanks for joining. I'm kind of catching the tail end, but we haven't made the envelope or the insert yet, so you've still got stuff to watch. Now remember, please, if you like it or you enjoy crafting and you think that crafting should be shared and enjoyed by everyone to make a better, peaceful world, please share this video and say that you have shared, and I will draw a winner 8 p.m. tomorrow to win this card. So I'll send this card for you. I won't write inside, so you can send it on to anyone you want to thank. I'll just pop in a post-it note. Okay, now because I've used crumb cake, thank you Priscilla. Hey Rosalie. Because I've used crumb cake, I like to use very vanilla envelopes. They're not white, they're vanilla. Checked, and there you were live. Yep, I'm live. I'm on the tail end though, so if you want to see how I've made this card, you can watch the replay once I'm finished. What's that? Yep. So I'm just going to decorate the envelope. Grab a block. And I'm going to grab a insert. I haven't got, ooh, I should do that. Be consistent. It's not pre-cut, I'm gonna have to cut this. But since we're using a very vanilla envelope, I'm going to use a very vanilla card insert. So that's at 10 centimeters by 13.85. I have to be accurate to 0.5 millimeter. That's just me. Okay, goody. We get to stamp these. Get that to this side. I'm just using that same Mento black ink that we used on the front of the card. What I might do is stamp the corner of the envelope down here. Now for Australian mail, this is a fun fact, we can't put anything down the bottom of our envelopes because that's where Australia Post does their coding, print, gridding thing. If you get a card in the mail, you'll see that there's that gridding print there. So I tend to keep this bit clear. You can definitely do down the left hand side, so the flap's right there. And my favorite bit to stamp is actually the envelope flap, and I always tuck it in underneath my grid paper as so, just like that, so that it only stamps the edge and not the entire envelope. Sometimes I stamp the entire envelope too, depends on what mood I'm in. Today I'm on the edge kind of mood. And now for the inside of the card, just the corner, just kind of tying the envelope, the inside of the card to the front, using the black, ties that in nicely. Just giving my stamp a quick clean. These chamois are awesome because all they use is water. You can rinse them out, and you can even put them in the washing machine. Not the dishwasher, I wouldn't recommend that one, but the washing machine. Pop that in. And the Very Vanilla is just easier to write on. This is an absolutely optional card, step card. Well, it's an optional card, I guess you could say, but optional step. But I just find it gives it a nice border, gives somewhere to write, and it just ties the entire thing together. I'm going to just move that to the side because that isn't as pretty, but there's the card. Tonight, using the Bloom and Grown stamp set, which is available as of tomorrow. If you are in Australia and don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like us to have a catalogue, please send me a message. This is the catalogue, and I'll be able to show you on the inside tomorrow. But as of today, I can't show you the inside. But this is the pretty, pretty catalogue. So please send me a message if you'd like me to send one, but that's only if you don't have a demonstrator. If you do have a demonstrator, please contact your demonstrator if they haven't sent you a catalogue and let them know that you would like one. If you liked what you saw and you would like to purchase something, you have 3 options. 1, online, and you can shop online 24/7 at bit.ly/shop with Tatiana, and that link is also in the description of this video. Yes, the stamp set is beautiful, Priscilla. Thanks, Margaret, my pleasure. 2, you can message me with your order, or 3, email me. And my email address is stamping@TatianaCreative. Thanks, Sherry.com.au. Now, if you shop online, please use host code for June, which is ZNSXFG27, and I will be able to send you a free little gift for purchasing with me. And I do have a loyalty card. Oh, almost forgot. Loyalty card for every $50 you spend with me. Oh, thank you, Sky. It's actually a non-Stampin' Up thing. Probably shouldn't be showing it. Customer loyalty program. So you spend every $50 you spend, you'll get a sticker to pop down, and then once you have collected 10 stickers, you can get $50 worth of products free from me. Any products, and not just a stamp set. You can pick a whole bunch of small things or one large thing, that as long as it just comes to 50. So thank you so much for watching me and joining me tonight. I'll just bring the card in one more time because I do like it. Is pretty. I love florals. Hope you have a wonderful night, and I will see you definitely Wednesday 10 a.m. for my creativity time. Okay, thanks for joining me. Bye for now.